Hello and welcome to HelloLive. Hello, it's Pride Month and HelloMD is celebrating all month. They asked someone, kind of special to stand in as host today, and that is me. They wanted someone fabulous and glamorous who loves cannabis and CBD products, so here I am. My name is Lady Bear. I'm an actress, hostess, performer, model, actress, waitress, and you can catch me all around San Francisco. We are going to have a fabulous bevy of guests and giveaways for you all day today. But first, let's talk to our first guests, Chris and Clayton from Somatik. Hi, guys.
Hey, Lady Bear.
How you guys doing today?
Great. We're really excited to celebrate with you today.
Me too. It's a month-long celebration. I know you guys are ready for it. I'm ready for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I know you guys brought some fabulous giveaways from Somatik, but we have to tell people at home how they can get involved with that first. One, say hello to us on the feed. 2, share the link to the webcast at home so all your friends can watch it with us. And then 3, tell us that you shared the link. And then also, feel free to chime in with any comments. You can tell us we're beautiful or tell us that Clayton is handsome. Anything that's on your mind, we're happy to see it.
Yeah, we're going to be giving away some sets of our ingredient partners. So you're going to get a whole bag of coffee from Ritual, a chocolate bar from Endorphin, and a whole drink making kit. And then for the entire week, we're going to have 30% off of our entire Somatik bundle, so you'll be able to make the drinks that you see on the show at home.
Exactly. Now, we can't give away the actual cannabis product, but you can get the kit and then buy for the full experience. The whole kit with your product will be on sale for 30% off for the whole week, right?
Yeah, and for the entire month, we're actually doing a 5% donation of all of our proceeds to the Transgendered Law Center.
Wow.
And so we really wanted to pick something that really celebrated Pride, brought it back home and give back to our own community and help a community that still is underrepresented largely in the cannabis industry. So the Transgender Law Center is just a really, really great nonprofit that focuses on helping people with rights.
Absolutely. That is great. It's, party with a message. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, can you tell us about Somatik a little bit? I know you're one of HelloMD's favorite vendors and partners. We love your product, but I want to hear from the personal story.
Yeah, so first, Somatik means mind-body balance, and we really are approaching this from a perspective of integrating cannabis into your daily life is a normal wellness routine, and we want that to feel like a normal thing. And so we started with some great products like a cannabis cold brew, and we expanded to a line of single-origin chocolates that are infused with other plant medicines like adaptogens. And this is
adaptogens?
Yeah.
Ow, my brain hurts. What does that mean?
So adaptogens are a family of plants that have certain properties, and mainly of that is that they really help you adapt to stress. So that's why they're called adaptogens, is they're helping you adapt to stress. Also can be great for anxiety, depression, and can be a great libido boost.
Oh, wow. 3 categories that I check off daily. Thank you very much.
And this is really just showing people that there are a lot of ways to kind of put plants over pills. And so we wanted to kind of build a really broad message around the different types of plant medicines that are available in addition to cannabis and some of the products we're going to get to try later today.
Exactly. And it's a medicine for everyone, right? It's not, just recreational. It's not for certain people who have acute disorders, but everyone can use it, right?
Yeah. I really started cannabis as sort of a daily routine when I was in the kind of corporate schlag. It was sort of a daily wellness boost for me for mental health. And I remember having to go through sort of a cannabis coming out where I had to it felt really similar to my original coming out, where you're kind of nervous about talking to your friends, family, and coworkers about using cannabis. And so it was really important for me to create products like coffee to make it seem a little bit more normal. Like, yeah, you're not using a microdose of cannabis every day. So most of our products are really low dosed and really focused on a functional dose that virtually anyone could really incorporate into their day.
That is fabulous. And so, in the boardroom to the after party.
Exactly.
It's every part of your lifestyle. That's pretty much how I roll. So I'm kind of really excited about your products. I intend to use them fully. How about you, Clayton? How did you get involved with the cannabis industry?
Well, through Chris, largely, but I started using cannabis as a daily part of my life after I had a bad injury to my arm. Mm-hmm. I had a lot of residual, phantom pain, and that becomes really distracting. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people think that cannabis maybe is just to get baked, but I actually found that I was a geneticist, and even in my fine experiments, I in my experiments, it like really helped me focus because it took away that like pain distraction.
Wow, cannabis scientist. Didn't even know that. So much cuter now. I know Somatik is a business partnership, but it's another kind of partnership, right, too?
That's true, yeah.
Look how cute they are.
Well, it's really an
Yay.
all-in thing, and so you really need someone who's supportive of you, 24 hours a day, because cannabis is not just a journey, but an entire lifestyle.
Wow. Okay. Okay, so guys, what are we going to be doing? Talking about later. We're going to have a giveaway shortly, but so the folks at home, we're going to give away the fabulous drink mix set that has the 4 cups and then the
pound of coffee from Ritual, some chocolate bars from Endorphin, and then shakers, mixers, and you'll be able to again pick up a whole bundle of this for 30% off for the whole week.
Fabulous. And are you guys going to demo these for us later?
Yeah, we'll be whipping up a couple of mocktails. It's Pride Month, and these can be a really, really amazing substitute for your traditional cocktail.
Okay, well, we are going to get to that. Is there anything else you guys want to tell us about Somatik or about microdosing on a daily basis or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, we have a couple different approaches. We have this one-to-one cold brew that's down here. And what I like about that is it's only 5 milligrams of THC and 5 milligrams of CBD. And so you get a really nice balanced approach. And our idea, again, is just really helping people find that mind-body balance. And so the combination of caffeine, CBD, and THC is really synergistic. And you end up getting a really nice relaxed body, but you still get that clear focus and energy that you'd expect from caffeine. And that's one of the reasons that we advocate for microdosing even throughout the workday. Just like you would take other types of supplements, vitamins, caffeine itself. This is at the right dose, something that can be really functional and just really balancing, help you relax and kind of get into your groove.
Absolutely. I've been really excited to learn about that because this is actually kind of a combination I make on my personal life in general already. I already discovered this on my own. I'm also a scientist, Clayton. I discovered
Experimentation, it's the heart.
I love a little edible and some espresso to start the day is excellent. But if it's all together in one product, even better. Alrighty.
Do you want to get us started on a mocktail?
Yeah, let's do it.
So I have 2 different mocktails I want to do. One that can be like a great start to your day or maybe like a comforting afternoon treat. And the other one's going to be kind of more of like a fun, summery, sort of like poolside replacement for like a traditional cocktail hour sort
Maybe
of thing.
great for Pride celebrations coming
Well,
up.
yeah, I mean, it's not a celebration without some cocktails or, in this case, a mocktail.
So the first one I'm going to do is my kind of spruced up, spiced up latte. So I'm going to take my lovely glasses.
And keep in mind, guys, the first giveaway for our mocktail kit is only 3 minutes away, so say hello on the feed. Thanks.
And we're doing 2 cocktails today, so I'm going to be doing our one-to-one coffee for this, but you could also use our THC-only coffee, especially if it's kind of your early morning, like really jumpstart the day. That can be a really energizing experience. So I'm just going to start by adding about 3 ounces of coffee.
Now, you guys manufacture this yourselves, right, in the Mission?
Yeah, we make this right in the heart of San Francisco. One of the cool things about being San Francisco is we were able to kind of be friends with awesome people like Ritual who are really supportive of this message and just getting this type of product out there. And San Francisco is a really cool place where they kind of celebrate manufacturing. They've been really supportive of the cannabis industry. Wow. And obviously a really dynamic place with all sorts of people in it. So it's a fun place to be too.
Thank you.
And all of our partners are really local, so kind of the DNA of our company is really based in San Francisco. So that's definitely where we wanted to be.
Terrific. All right,
what do you got there?
So ingredient number 2 is some Aztec chocolate bitters. It's really spicy, cinnamon, cardamom, those sorts of flavors,
spicy.
And hence the spiced up name. So just a few dashes of that.
And that's something you can find at a BevMo or any kind of special kind of store that would have bitters.
Alrighty.
Gonna sweeten it up just a little bit. So I've chosen a date syrup. You can use any sweetener you want, simple syrup, straight up sugar if you wanted. But I find that this has kind of a caramelly sort of flavor that pairs really nicely with the spiciness.
Delicious. All right, and guys, we already have our first winner. It's, I don't want to mispronounce your name, sir or madam, but it's Dadolorm, Dadolorm. You have won the first giveaway packet for the
Yay.
deluxe set with the glasses and all the individual ingredients. If you want the full experience, you have to go on HelloMD.com and order for 30% off all this week.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, yes.
So now I'm just going to add a little ice because, you know, summer draws nigh.
Now, would you typically start your day with something like this?
I do, yeah. The 1-to-1 is like a perfect dose for me. I don't like a full 10 milligrams.
Okay.
But a nice 5 milligram and 5 milligram. Again, the CBD kind of really helps to temper that THC and give you a really balanced kind of body feeling that keeps you focused. So great way to start the day. It's also great to pair with weekend hikes. And my favorite is probably microdosing before yoga.
Really? Okay, that's really just. I do the same thing. I stack caffeine, like espresso beans and THC right before working out, and I think it's amazing.
Yeah,
I think I don't want everyone to discover my secret, but that's what it is. I'm putting it out there.
and Clayton can tell you a little bit about it, but the effect of caffeine and cannabis is actually synergistic.
Yeah, so the actual receptors in your brain that THC and caffeine interact with actually form complexes with each other. So it ends up being a very different effect. So you get like that really like high euphoria, but you're really based and centered in your body, which is kind of why Chris was saying, you know, it can be so great for yoga. Yeah.
And if you are thinking about something like this for Pride, another great thing about any sort of like liquid product is you get the effect in about 15 minutes. So it's a really quick relief or a quick boost, whichever kind of angle you're going for, but you don't have to wait the traditional 45 minutes or, you know, however long it would take for an alcohol drink. This is actually a nice alternative that will leave you feeling really sustained throughout the day.
Oh, wonderful. What? Try
So
it
I'm just
out.
going to wrap this up for y'all. So finish it off. It's not a latte without some sort of creamer. So I'm going to be using some almond creamer
Oh, that looks good.
and really just adding about an ounce as I almost make a mess.
Wouldn't be a party without a little party
That's
foul.
true.
And Chris, and you kind of touched on your cannabis coming out story earlier. I mean, did you have any trouble with that when you were working in a corporate environment? Like, if people want to come out and tell their corporate coworkers that they're a cannabis user without, you know, there being any stigma, how do you?
Yeah, it
go
was
about
a
that?
slow process, but I started just sort of talking about it. I also started sending some emails when I was microdosing and had some positive response to that. But just, you know, like anything else, I think you kind of slowly test the waters. I started talking about cannabis a little bit as a nights and weekends things to some coworkers to see how they would react. And then I just reached a point where I really wanted to tell people this is part of my daily wellness regimen. This is part of my mental health routine. And I want this to feel normal and something I can talk about. And I think overall it was pretty successful. I think a lot of people may be scared to talk about that, but I think it's also really important that we all work together to normalize the experience and make it not a big deal.
I think you told me you actually had some experiences where you would go up to the roof and all your coworkers were.
Yeah, there are people up there smoking, cigarettes and having drinks on Friday, and I just slowly started also integrating like pre-rolls into my experience at work. And I think that one is probably totally dependent on your personal work environment. I mean, we had a smoking roof, and so I felt very comfortable to do that.
Seems
but-
apropos. Why
Yeah.
not?
So let me just wrap this up for y'all. I also dropped a little cinnamon stick in there as a little
Great.
fun garnish, but give you some like fresh cinnamon flavor.
And I'm just going to remind the audience, please ask us questions. We are here to field your questions. If you want to know anything, if you want to ask Clayton, Chris, or I any questions about cannabis or Pride celebration or how you can celebrate with Pride, chime on in. We'd love to hear from you.
Cheers.
Cheers. All righty. Okay. Oh my God, that's so good. I'm so
you.
getting
Yeah.
this.
I think I'm into the date syrup too.
Yeah.
We try out some different sort of syrups here and there to see what we like the flavor
Okay.
of best.
Well, this feels like a great way to start the day. How about happy hour?
Okay.
Warming it up on warm summer evenings, warm summer afternoons.
So coming
How
up
would we do that?
next, we have our 5-leaf fizz. Can be a great little substitute for a traditional cocktail. It has like a really nice sort of like beachy poolside summer feel, and I think is a great kind of celebration for Pride because we know that it can definitely get pretty hot out there in the middle of the day.
And just remind me, what is it, the bundle that comes together with these?
Yeah, you're actually gonna get one of these shakers, some of these fun glasses and stir sticks, and then a whole pound of ritual coffee and endorphin chocolate, which are our 2 favorite ingredient partners. And that's kind of everything you need to make any sort of fun cocktail for Pride. And then we are going to be doing 30% off of the bundle of all the Somatik stuff for the week so that you'll be able to get the medicated product you need to make exactly what we're making right now.
So just gonna start off with our shaker, and then
Delicious.
some fresh lemon juice. So we're making 2 cocktails, so I'm putting in a whole lemon.
One whole lemon.
And then,
But now, what is this? That looks delicious.
so this is some tart cherry juice.
You guys are fancy.
we try.
Love it.
So just about so again, 2 cocktails, so that's gonna be about 3 ounces of cherry juice, but if you're just doing your one, it'd be about 1.5.
I think part of making it fancy too is if you do want to integrate sort of a cocktail experience into Pride as an alternative to alcohol, you want to kind of bring a little flair to it, bring that mixology aspect to it so that you can participate in an alternative way.
I was just going to say, this is perfect for Pride entertaining. If you're going to have people over, you're not trying to have a rager, you just want to have a nice mellow time and enjoy each other's company, maybe before going out to the parade, pretty stressful environment. This would be perfect for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the one-to-one coffee that Clayton's using today, again, I'll just repeat that CBD sort of helps to really temper any feelings that you might get of being over-medicated. And if you are just feeling a little under-refreshed, it's a good recharge.
I'll just give this a stir.
This looks great. And do you guys have different recipes that people could try? I would probably try all of them.
Yeah, we're going to post these on our blog after the show so people can really check it out.
Okay. All right, guys, we are about 3 minutes away from our next giveaway, so feel free, jump into that feed, say hi, share the link, tell us that you shared the link, and add us any comments, and then one of you, lucky viewers, will be able to take our bundle home.
So I added some coffee to this as well, and I'm just going to top it off with a little bit of, oops,
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry.
Just giving you a hard time.
Just top it off with a little bit of bubble water because it wouldn't be a spritzer without that.
Mm-hmm.
Got to have your cocktail straw, and voila.
Okay, presentation is beautiful, aroma, the fruity bouquet.
I'll join in on this one a little bit.
Cheers.
Okay.
Cheers,
Let's
y'all.
try it. Oh my God, that's delicious. Thank you for bringing
you.
that today. I love it.
Yeah, it's just like light, refreshing, something that kind of feels like fun.
This
and,
is
yeah,
a
treat
perfect.
yourself.
This is a perfect summer drink, and it's perfect for any Pride celebration. I love it. All right, we already have our second winner.
Oh, nice.
It is, all right, it's Cosmic Stag 466. Kind of a lot going on there.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank you, Cosmic Stag. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting our fabulous people from Somatik. Now, can you blend any of these with like with ice if you wanted to make like a slushy or?
Yeah, I mean, you can treat this just like you would any other iced coffee. You could drink it out of the bottle, pour it over ice. You can make a blended drink with it. There's a fun blended recipe for using almond milk and adding some cacao nibs.
Okay.
And you can even heat it in the microwave or spike your morning coffee. So it's a really versatile drink that you can use any way you want.
If you want to like get turn up and make like a cannabis mudslide, you could do that too.
Yeah.
All right, that also sounds like a delicious Pride treat, but a little bit more involved.
We had Simeon write in and say that they used it while baking a German chocolate cake.
Really? Wow. How did it turn out?
It's apparently great.
Well, that's one party I would want to go to. All right, we do have an audience question, guys. Do you want to help me answer? All right. Can you blend any of these mocktails? Oh, that's the question. Can you blend these mocktails with ice?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can treat this just like any other sort of ingredient in any cocktail. Nothing you're going to do is going to damage the cannabinoid content. It's a nano emulsion, so it's really resilient.
Okay, again, words.
That means it's really, really small. And so instead of a normal particle size, you're getting tiny, tiny little nanoparticles, and that's part of what makes it faster acting and also helps you have a higher absorption rate. So you're typically, how much more would you say you're absorbing from a normal
You're absorbing like 6 to 8% more than you would normally absorb.
Science talk.
And the other great thing about that is that, while we're having these like lovely cocktails, if you're newer to cannabis and you're maybe like, this is a nice way to maybe try it for the first time, the onset time is really fast. So just like with a cocktail, just sip it. And as soon as you're like, ooh, I feel nice, then just stop.
Okay. Well, all right. And aside from the cake and the other and the slushies, any other any other interesting ways you can prepare this?
I mean, I think a lot of people actually spike their morning coffee. It's a great, just make your coffee however you normally would. You might win a bag of ritual coffee you can make in the morning as a pour over, and then just pour a couple ounces in. And again, that's kind of part of creating that daily wellness routine. It doesn't even have to be a psychoactive dose. There's a lot of benefits to microdosing cannabis even below detectable level. And so you can just like pop a little in, spike it.
Yeah, I will be taking you up on that. I think I'll be at Starbucks in the morning, like kind of under my arm. But that sounds like a great plan. Well,
yeah, for sure.
Thank you for this fabulous addition to our Pride celebrations. Now that we have our party going, we have some mocktails. Now it's time to talk about Pride fashion. So we're going to have another fabulous guest come in, but I wanted to say thank you to you guys first. You can get this fabulous bundle from Somatik for 30% off all week.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
And so now we're going to see a brief video from our next guest, Dopenstees, who is going to talk to you about Pride fashion. And he has a bunch of different looks, and I believe we have a model. Yes, we're throwing you under the bus. We're going to make you over.
That's okay.
All right, guys, so stay tuned.
I was out getting faded till she hit me up. She heard I was on it. Girl, you trip too much. It's only been like 3 months. Why you take it personal like that? I like to push the buttons. I get so tight. I say some sick like maybe I ain't your type. The problem is you get angry. You always take it personal like that. Alright, I'll make it up tonight. I wanna do all the things that you like, provided you give me time. I'm saying you're right. You deserve what you like. I don't even care about the cost. I came in just to break you off.
Just come and break me off. Why you provoking me? Boy, please. Why do you for me? Knowing I'm gonna take it personal. I always take it personal. You should know like that.
All right, welcome to HelloLive. It is Pride Month here at HelloMD, and they were looking for a guest host who was glamorous and fabulous and interested in cannabis and CBD, and here I am. My name is Lady Bear. I'm here with some fabulous guests today, but we are going to be talking about cannabis and how to integrate cannabis into your Pride celebrations and into your daily life. We have fabulous guests. We have Chris from Somatik Clayton from Somatik.
It's fine.
Is still with us, and now we have a Dopenstees, aka Brandon, who's going to talk to you about Pride fashion.
Hello.
Welcome back. I believe we do. Do you have anything you want to talk to us about?
Yeah, so I am a male fashion blogger and influencer in San Francisco. I just started my YouTube channel, so check that out. I just posted the video that you guys just saw for Pride Inspiration Outfits. I have my Instagram. You can check it out at Dope and Seas. And yeah.
Okay, what is your approach to Pride fashion?
So for Pride fashion, it's all about being glamorous. It's all about being colorful, bold colors, vibrant. You look fabulous.
Yeah. I got the memo.
Yeah. But for my style, I like to still look chic, but be cozy at the same time.
Me too. As you can see. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, because Pride celebrations are a long day, and you
Oh,
have to
it
you have to
definitely
think
is.
out this various stages. There's the beginning day, there's the end of it, then
Yeah.
there's
That's 3
kind of
outfit
the-
changes.
Yeah, you have 3 outfit changes, and you want to have something that
kidding.
layers and breaks down easily,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you definitely got to bring sunblock, light jacket, sunglasses. I brought sunglasses, so yeah,
Accessories can make or break the outfit. I
Yeah.
always find.
all my accessories.
Yes, and actually, and if I may interject for a moment, because being a veteran of many Pride celebrations, practical shoes. Don't wear, I mean, it looks fierce to wear your heels to Pride for the first hour,
Yeah.
but then at the end of the day, no one wants to see you barefooted with your, doing the
Exactly.
Britney Spears, walking around with your heels in your hand. Carry a pair of flats.
Yeah.
That's my personal addition to that. But other than that, fun, colorful,
Yeah.
comfortable, and cozy. Now, we have conscripted, we have a little scenario here. We are going to have a model. We're throwing Brandon here under the bus. Sorry, you are Brandon. We're throwing Clayton under the bus, and we are going to make him our model today. Do you want to style Clayton over?
Yeah, so I brought a bunch of accessories. Bandanas are always the go-to for everyone. Sunglasses, I brought all the flashy ones, you know.
Okay.
So, Clayton, I can see you wear, oh here, let me clean it really quick.
I like this though, because definitely need your sunglasses when you're out there, especially once
Exactly.
you had a couple mocktails and the eyes
that
are starting
reminds
to
me,
shrink a little bit.
Brandon. This is a Pride celebration. We haven't offered you a mocktail
Yeah.
yet.
Oh,
Please
yeah.
try one.
Yeah, I'll
Let us know what you
one.
think.
I should have made extras. I'm sorry, but I'll switch out my straw for you.
Okay. Cheers.
Okay. Now remember, you can get this bundle all week long at HelloMD for 30% off. It'll arrive just in time. Well ahead of time, Pride, right?
Can I have one later?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, we got the aviators.
So, how are you feeling right now, Clayton?
This is great.
Because we are
feel pretty
Right?
fly.
Looks pretty good. And I was,
we had a conspiracy. We're going to take Clayton from drab to fab today. We weren't sure how you were going to feel about it, but I'm glad you're having fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can use all the help I can get.
And it's already almost time for our next giveaway, guys. So if you're at home, jump on that feed, say hello, share the link, and tell us you shared the link, and throw us an audience question. Tell us we look fabulous. Ask a question to Brandon or Clayton or to anyone here. Thanks.
pretty good,
How do I
right?
look, y'all?
Pretty good.
It's
huh?
coming along.
Okay, yeah. I like this because this is like pretty simple to throw together because I'm a pretty low maintenance guy.
Yeah. It's simple too. Like if you're sweating, you just take off the bandana and just wipe yourself off,
Oh, yeah.
See?
Utilitarian
Practical.
fashion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I see we have a little variety of things here. What about these other ones? Let's try some different looks. Let's mix
Ooh.
it up.
Yeah, let's try. Ooh, let's do this.
Now, Brandon, how has your fashion evolved since you have gone online and become, an influencer?
Okay.
I just love saying that word.
Influencer. So I pretty much started my blog 4 or 5 years ago, just as a hobby. And, the thing about my style is I like to have fun. I like to have bold colors, I definitely like a lot of flashy things, but at the same time, I still love to be cozy and have that street style element to it, For Pride, I still do the same thing. I still haven't figured out what I was going to wear yet, but
You have some time.
And another important note is,
no, that means I still got to think about it.
Another important note is, keep it casual, keep it cozy for Pride, breezy fabrics. Leave the difficult and complicated, hot,
like that.
uncomfortable outfits to the
Do you like that?
professionals like myself. Oh, wow. I love a bold say something
Yep.
sunglass.
I love bold statements.
I love those. I kind of
Hannah
love
has
those.
somewhere to put it once the sun goes down.
Yeah, no,
Exactly,
see?
well-
You're like, I'm tired, so.
Makes it harder to lose them when you're out. Because- Wonderful.
Yeah.
Then we have this another red band in here. Oh, cheers, guys, by the way.
cheers.
Thank you for joining us today.
a party.
Cheers.
Oh, and we already have a winner to our next giveaway. It is the B-Man 420. Thank you, the B-Man 420, for tuning in. Thank you for supporting Hello on
Yeah,
B.
congrats.
And yeah, that's going to be great. So Brandon, what else about fashion can you tell? I mean, what do you think of my outfit? I mean, I want
Oh,
an
I
expert's
love-
opinion.
Definitely love the hair color.
You're right. Correct.
It's like spring, summertime, so you gotta like lighten it up a little bit.
I call it creamsicle fantasy.
It's a good color. Yeah. I love the sequins. I love the green. Green is like one of my favorite colors.
Well, this is the time of year you want to stand out. You want to be bold.
Exactly.
You want to say, I'm proud. You're celebrating who we are as
Exactly.
our community. Don't hold back.
Yeah.
Maybe save the pastels. Go a little bit like save the whites.
Yeah. And at the same time, you feel inspired by everyone around you. So just be yourself,
Inspire people with your fashion, and maybe they'll be more fashionable the next time they go out, right?
Yeah.
All right, great. And by the way, don't forget, guys, all these products are 30% off for the rest of the week. I know I'll be stocking up. I don't know about you guys, but...
I know a guy.
Oh, yeah, and we're neighbors now, so
Oh, yeah.
watch out. I'm going to be knocking on your door. I didn't know you would go.
Always welcome.
Exactly, fabulous Mission District. So, Brandon, what advice do you have to people at home if they're going to go out and shop for Pride?
For Pride.
What should they be looking at?
Okay, so definitely colors is always number one. Metallic. Don't go too overboard, but just like still have the colors, but don't go like head to toe,
Okay, so a neutral with a bold color.
Exactly.
Exactly, like an accent
Yeah.
color. All righty.
Yeah, and then just have casual shoes just because there's so many people in San Francisco for Pride, So just wear like comfortable shoes where you can dance in, where you can walk, because cars are not going to be working. Like Uber is going to be super expensive. All the streets are going to they're going to be blocked. So yeah.
Excellent advice. And flats in your purse.
Yeah,
and-
exactly.
Yeah, I cannot stress it enough.
Don't wear flip-flops.
No,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
flip-flops. Banned. No flip-flops in public, please.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
for that little
you.
shopping guide. We are moving on to our next segment. And by the way, cheers again.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have a little wrap-up finale and after-party. But,
Follow me on Dim.
tide us over till then. But now that we have our celebration down, we have our fashion down, we're going to talk about gay and lesbian history and how it pertains to the cannabis industry. We have a fabulous guest coming up next, Brian Applegarth, who's a filmmaker. We're going to start with a clip from his new movie, and I'm just going to let it speak for itself. But while we watch that, I'm going to say thank you, Brandon. And don't you go anywhere. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Up until then, it was a pipe dream. We were fighting a public health crisis, giving away pot, educating people about marijuana and AIDS. Good. All power to it. But we're not threatening anybody. We didn't change anything. Nobody's doing anything. Our laws got vetoed. Suddenly we're on the ballot. Now that wasn't supposed to happen. Washington sees this and goes crazy. Now they're awake. They just had a bucket of water dumped on their sleeping little heads. They've jumped up and they're mad about it. The guys in Washington and the Republicans here in the Republican Attorney General's office and the rogue cops here suddenly team up and say, bust these guys, let's make it a crime scene. By making it a crime scene, we will make the California electorate say we're getting out of that mess. They were counting on us getting up and fighting again and again, and by the time this was done, the voters weren't going to know what was going on. It was going to be messy, and that's what they were looking for, confusion. That's all the dust settled, they said, what are you going to do now? We're going to stop. We're not going to open up. We got this far. We're close to the finish line. If the voters want this to happen, they're going to have to vote for it. They come over to this house and they kick the door down and they go upstairs and they grab Dennis and arrest him. So that the headlines say that the author of Prop 215 was arrested and is in jail. The result was it bumped us 6 points up in the polls. So we won the election. Greatest party on the face of the earth. I mean, the club, man, on an election night was standing room only. The smoke just pouring out of the windows of that building. I mean, holy God, man, you just would have sworn it was a 5-alarm fire. It was great.
Hi guys, welcome back to HelloLive. I'm your guest hostess for Pride Month, Lady Bear. HelloMD was looking for someone fabulous who loves cannabis and CBD and could really represent the celebratory mood that we have all month. And here I am, Lady Bear. Welcome back. We have another fabulous guest with us, Brian Applegarth, who is a filmmaker who has made a fabulous film about LGBT history and the cannabis industry. Chris from Somatik is back with us, but before we get into it, I just want to remind you guys we have fabulous giveaways of the Somatik mocktail bundle. You can win those by saying hi in the feed, sharing the link so your friends at home can watch, and then telling us you shared it, and then feel free to chime in with any questions. And then the full bundle, including the Somatik cannabis-infused coffee, is available 30% off all week at HelloMD.com. Welcome, Brian. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Lady Bear?
Good. Can I offer you a mocktail?
Yeah,
Guys,
yeah.
we are having a little Pride
course.
celebration right now, so
Yours,
please
yours went
enjoy.
dry.
Yeah.
Cheers.
It's really humid in here, evaporated really rapidly. Welcome.
That's good.
Tell us a little bit about your film. I'm really
Yeah.
excited to watch it.
Yeah, so the film's called The Secret Story, How Medical Cannabis Was Re-Legalized in the U.S. And it's a Bay Area story, and it's directly connected to the LGBT movement and the medical legalization movement of cannabis. I was fortunate enough to meet a guy named Dennis Perrone, who they consider the father of medical marijuana. And what happened was he moved, there's a long story to it, but I suggest watching the short film. But Dennis essentially is the man that re-legalized cannabis as medicine right here in San Francisco in the Bay Area. Yeah.
That is great. Where did you meet him?
I met him through a friend, Pebbles Trippett, who's an old kind of activist from San Francisco. And she said, hey, if you want to know the story about why we have this industry now, you need to meet Dennis. So I met him about 4 years ago and spent a lot of time with him, his husband, John, and his community. And it was really a story that went from kind of, the hippies, the counterculture, and then of course the 80s and the 90s where we had the epidemic, and it created this vacuum where cannabis kind of manifested in a way where it stimulated appetite, and it reduced nausea, and it was directly applicable during that when there was no other treatment. Cannabis was able to provide relief during the AIDS epidemic.
Yeah, I'm just learning about this from meeting you today, and I'm really fascinated by that, but like how the LGBT community was instrumental in the whole legalization. Tell us a little bit more about that, because you know so much more than I do.
Yeah, it's directly connected. I mean, the pro-cannabis laws in San Francisco proper goes back actually to the 70s, decriminalizing cannabis, and then you had Prop W in 1978, which was another step forward. You had Prop P in 1991, which essentially gave doctors a little bit of coverage to write scripts. And all this was kind of precursors to the big legislation that passed, which was Prop 215 in 1996. And when you start talking to Dennis and his community, it was such a strategic battle with baiting in arrests and trying to go into law or into court to change legislation. And when you study, even the Emerald Triangle up in the North Coast and the connection down to San Francisco, the whole cannabis legacy of our region is really, really special and unique. And the fact that it's legalized today is directly tied to the LGBT community and what happened here in the Bay Area. And that's something that in my work is really important, to make sure that as we grow as an influential multi-billion-dollar industry globally, that the roots of this industry and the movement and the human rights and the compassion and all the things that are really like value systems of the cannabis core and the LGBT community remain as part of the industry values.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of activism that got us here, right?
It
A lot
is,
of people
yeah.
putting their lives at risk and legally, so to speak, to make this happen.
Absolutely.
really
You know,
cool.
Dennis himself was arrested, I think 26 times. He was shot.
Wow.
And it's quite a story. And I do predict that there will be, you know, a feature film and more content around this, hopefully to help pay tribute to like the original pioneers that got it to the industry it is now.
What's the name of
Absolutely.
your short film?
My short film's called The Secret Story, How Medical Cannabis Was Re-Legalized in the U.S.
Absolutely. I can't wait to
Yeah.
see it. It's been in a whole bunch of different film festivals, right?
Yeah, it was cool. It got kicked off at the Mill Valley Film Festival about 3 years ago. And since then, it's been invited to about 15 festivals, including the London Cannabis Film Festival. There's one called Wicked Queer in Boston, which is a really old, I think, established LGBT film festival. Palm Springs and others, but
Great.
yeah, it's up online. I mean, the whole reason I made it is for it to be seen. So if you Google The Secret Story, Brian Applegarth, it should pop up. and
That's what I'll be
watch
doing
it.
as
Yeah.
soon as we get off air here.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Now, I'm glad you mentioned the North Country earlier. You also have a tour company, Emerald Country Tours.
I do, yeah.
And that's important because you have graciously donated a $100 gift certificate for our next giveaway, which is happening in a few minutes.
Absolutely, yeah.
you.
So emeraldcountrytours.com is where that is. There's the $100 gift certificate. And also for the whole Pride month of June, 10% of any bookings to Emerald Country Tours will be donated to the Trans Law Center as well.
Yay!
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you guys, this is a really compelling film. I mean, we thought it was so moving that we're actually doing a whole event series for the month around it. So you can see it playing at Magnolia. You'll be able to see it playing all day at Apothecarium on Thursday, June 25th.
Right.
And then this is culminating in a big event that we're doing in, is it July 12th?
Yeah, it's July 11th,
11th?
actually. Yeah, it's July 11th, a Thursday. And it's the Cannabis Pride Celebration. It's the first inaugural Cannabis Pride Celebration. It's to celebrate the intersection of the LGBT community and cannabis and hemp, and really celebrate the legacy, but also create a platform and a celebration where we can spotlight brands and people in the industry and give them another platform to share with their leadership and what they're doing in the space. So
That is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so glad we got to meet today because I'm learning so much and I can't wait to watch that film.
yeah.
If I can interject for just a moment, it's almost time for our last giveaway already, which is the $100 gift certificate to Emerald Country Tours.
Yes.
Remember, guys, just log into the feed, say hello, share the link, tell us you shared the link, and maybe, compliment us. Tell us we're pretty. And I'm not saying that'll make sure you win, but it's not going to hurt. But anyway, that's going to be great. When do you plan to debut? I mean, it's already debuted, but it's going to be screened.
Yeah, well, the big screen that's really exciting is if you go to CannabisPrideCelebration.com, there's information around this event on the 11th of July, which is going to be in Oakland. And it's going to be a series of speakers. We're going to show the entire short film of The Secret Story there as well, in addition to the programming at Apothecarium and the other places around the city for the month of June. And one of the most exciting parts is it's going to end in a big dance party. Because it's supposed to be a celebration of Pride, right?
What else would you do on Pride? I mean, it's kind of required.
I hope we'll see you there now.
I think it's a zoning. I think it's a zoning ordinance. There must be a dance party at the conclusion of any Pride event. That's great. Before we give away that gift certificate, Emerald County Tours. Can someone like me or our home viewers just was it a quick weekend giveaway?
Yeah, I'll tell you. There's actually kind of two different tracks. We do private tours. Typically, it's 9 people or less, and we really customize it to you. So if you want to do something that's more kind of supply chain, curious about the industry or a certain facet, we can curate that. All of my tours are drenched in history and culture, because that's where my passion lies. So when I built this tour company, it was always about, let's look at the legacy, let's talk about the hippie movement, let's talk about the beatniks, let's talk about the Back to the Land movement in the 70s, and all the roots of the bohemian kind of cannabis culture that we created here, and the LGBT movement's directly linked in that entire evolution of the cannabis culture. So that's kind of the spotlight. We do private tours, everything from like connoisseurs, sommelier kind of cannabis tastings, to visiting consumption lounges. You know, San Francisco is one of the world leaders in the innovation of cannabis consumption. So we can show you that part, but that's kind of what we do. The other part of it is we actually work with retirement communities, and we do senior tours. We do coaches up to 56 passengers, and we do education for that demographic around cannabis, the biology of cannabis, and how it works therapeutically.
Because aren't seniors like the biggest growing demographic of cannabis users right now, or one of them?
One of the fastest, right?
Yeah.
Like arguably, you know, they're extremely curious. They're looking to, you know, get off their meds if they can, use more whole plant medicine. And cannabis is, you know, the two biggest ones I hear are, you know, sleep and chronic pain, right? Which pretty much everyone has these days. So people are turning to cannabis to try to find ways to improve quality of life, which is what cannabis does as a tool. It connects us. It helps us improve quality of life.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a fantastic weekend getaway to me. I'm gonna sign up eventually. Is it like
Yeah.
a wine tasting?
It
You
can
go
be,
around to the
yeah.
different vineyards.
Yeah, I'll tell you, one of my favorite tours, I like guiding all of them. One of my favorite ones is simply, you know, doing a lot of education en route, stopping at, you know, leading award-winning dispensaries, consumption lounges. You know,
Oh, yeah, I'm
we
going.
even have access
I'm
to a place called the Castro Castle in San Francisco, where Dennis Perone lived. So, you know, because we know Dennis and John, his husband, we have access to this. It was an activist, like, basically commune incubator that existed, and it's full of memorabilia and art, and it's where the first AIDS quilt was laid out on the ground with Cleve Jones.
Oh my God.
Gilbert Baker with the rainbow flag
Wow.
was part of this group. Like, it's just, this entire movement is, cannabis is in the middle of all that. And that's kind of my wish, is that the more that we talk about this, the more it becomes known, and it's another part of our history.
That is fabulous. Look for me on your sign-up lists.
Of course.
I am going to
Yeah,
go.
right on.
If we can turn back to the film for a second,
Yes.
I was really moved by all this history I didn't know about, but that is the history which we have to honor and represent during Pride Month. What do you think about where we're going in the future?
Yeah, good question. I mean, I think the impact that cannabis and hemp is going to have globally, it's really exciting, because I also think there's an ethos to the industry where what is the net positive impact on the way we treat each other as human beings, socially, environmentally. And when you start thinking about hemp and the way it can work, and cannabis, really the tentacles of how it can have a positive impact is extremely exciting. So where is it going? Hopefully it's going to connect us. It's going to make us more empathetic. It's going to make us maybe a little more, it's going to reconnect us to nature. It's going to allow us to I hope it allows us to slow life down a little bit, and enjoy the ride a little bit more, and change our value system even a little bit as a society.
Absolutely. That is
Yeah.
everything that we need in the world today. And that is, this keys in so beautifully with Somatik's mission of just making it a wellness tool for our day-to-day life.
Which, by the way, Somatik is like one of my top 3 brands. Not only do I drink their cold brews, their sparks are incredible, and I highly recommend get Somatik. They're one of the best out there, and they're trendsetters. So yeah.
Thanks.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, part of the bundle that you'll get this week includes our goji berry sparks, which you talked about, senior
Yes.
citizens. It's a great entry-level edible. It only has 1 milligram of THC per piece,
Whoa, okay.
but 2 milligrams of CBD. So it's really good for sleep and pain relief, and I think a good stepping stone if you're curious, but you might be a little nervous.
Right.
Because you definitely won't feel over-medicated if you just take 1 of our goji berries.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's all about just coming together and working together to create change.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's why we're excited to be on a live show talking about cannabis
I
right
know,
now.
right?
So,
Right.
I mean, who would have thought a few years ago that HelloMD would be doing
Yeah,
this
look how
kind of
far
thing?
we've come in just this short time.
Yeah.
Imagine where we'll be in 5 years, 10 years if we, keep at it.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Well, it's actually time for the final winner. The
Okay.
person who has won the $100 gift certificate to Emerald County Tours, and appropriately enough, it is Cannabis Travel.
All right.
Congratulations, Cannabis Travel. Thank you for logging in and participating today. And everyone, I think it's almost time to wrap it up. I'm happy. I'm so happy we got this time together, but I'm sad it's closing down. But we just have some mocktails and party.
We will continue.
Yeah,
to
let's
drink
bring in some
mocktails.
of
All
our
right,
friends.
so cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Let's have everybody come on in. Let's get Brandon to come in. Let's get Clayton to come in. Hi, guys. Welcome to the party, or welcome back to the party.
Yo, yo.
Where's my drink?
I don't know where your drink went. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened to it. Come on in, guys. Hey. Let's party. All right. So where are you guys going to party on Pride? Where are you going to be?
I think we're gonna just be checking out the parade. It's always really touching, actually, to see how many
And-
people come support it.
All right. Oh, here we go. Dance party time. All right. How about you, Brian?
Oh man,